Hello, all you cool cats and kittens of the world. It is your girl, FKA Twink, and welcome to another episode of your favorite RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18 recap show, R Kiki! Brought to you by R House Wynwood. And today I have a very special guest, somebody very dear to my heart, part of the Dion dynasty, the DJ, the creative force, the sound, the visuals. Give it up for Miss Robyn Sin Love.
Thank you, girl.
Girl, welcome to the pod.
Thank you, girl. I'm so excited to be here. I was beginning to think that my invitation got lost in the mail.
Wait, I mean, I might have sent it. I forgot to send you the UPS tracking,
right.
But you made it. You're here, and
right.
It is episode 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, girl.
Girl, I know.
How do you feel?
I'm really gagged, honestly, at this whole season. I think that it's been a really fierce one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fierce cast, and unfortunately, this was the one where our sister got her demise.
Yes, I know. It was, oof. I mean, I didn't want to say that it was going to happen, but damn, it was a hard hit of reality this episode, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But she's made us proud all season long, along with our mother, Athena Dion.
Boots. And Mia.
And Mia Star as well, who is the auntie of the entire house, and we love her. So how do you feel about season 18? How do you feel about Athena's and Jesus' trajectory? Let's talk about Athena first.
Okay.
Let's talk about your highs of mother.
My highs of mother, I think that it's been fab. Knowing these girls personally, it's a very interesting experience because you're seeing them on a screen. So obviously, anticipating the season coming out, you're like curious about how they're gonna be on TV. But I think that that's what's fierce about Athena is that, girl, like this is how this bitch is IRL. Like
She's boss lady.
She's boss lady, but I think that that is the reason that we are the way that we are and that the House of Dion is the way that it is. And girl, you have to love her.
Absolutely.
I think that her rollout was fab.
Yeah, we have a house full of stars, and it's all thanks to the guidance of Athena.
Yeah.
And I do want to give a special shout out to my sister, Sting Dion. Congratulations on winning Miss Continental Newcomer 2026.
Girl, and newcomer at that, you know, we'll get into that in a second, but newcomer for us, girl, that's a gag.
Yeah, it is. But she did us so proud, and now we have 3 people in our family part of the Continental Court. We have King Adonis, Miss Continental Newcomer 2025, and the current reigning Miss Continental 2026, Godfrey Arbulu.
Boots, bitch, Miss J-Lo herself.
Yes, and on top of that, we have 3 family members on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right.
I'm sorry, we're a house full of stars here, and you're nothing short of one as well.
Thank you.
You have been DJing all over Miami. You have been curating, producing events. You are headlining your own events. You created your own sound, your own aesthetic. You are, out of all of us, you're the one that took the complete opposite direction of what we were all doing, and you built your own name for yourself. I have to say, I'm really, really proud of you.
I love you, girl.
I love you so much. You have been throwing Hayden all over Miami.
Right.
And it's been super fab.
Sorry to cut you off. If you remember, we actually started that collective together.
We did.
But I was actually thinking about this earlier, and it's like we have individually, all of us just like as individual artists, like we do this for the love that we actually have for it.
Absolutely.
We've just honed in on our individual avenues, and I'm party girl to the stars.
You are.
So, you know, I took Hayden on as like my own individual project, obviously alongside other people who I very much look up to in the scene, and have, just been throwing my own party out of that collective that we began together. And girl, I mean, what can I say?
It's fab. It's sickening. You've really taken over. And it's crazy because you really did this all yourself. Honestly, we started it out together, but when you reclaimed that name and you were like, well, any of y'all want to be part of it? You were like, we were like, no. But it's because we all have our own thing going on, and you made that your own thing, and it's taken off, so.
Right, thank you so much. That's actually,
well
I want to touch on
mama.
Thank you, girl. That's one thing I would actually love to touch up on, and it's about Athena. Like, she's always, I was kind of nervous beginning Hayden, like coming into this, because I was like, you guys raised me, and the reason that I'm still pursuing a career in nightlife, even though I've quit drag, is because of the family that I'm around. And like, you guys are my best friends. And I began coming out with you guys and form such a close relationship with you guys from such a young age. I was like, I still want to pursue something in nightlife.
Absolutely.
And quitting drag was kind of a nerve-wracking moment for me, because I was like, am I still Dion? You get me, just involved with you guys because you guys are all drag artists.
You built your own lane and you were uncertain of how that was going to be taken.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I think one thing that's important, and what makes this like so like real for us, that it's not a fucking name or like a brand. Like this is like really like a sisterhood and a friendship.
Yeah.
Is that like we're just a collective of artists, and
we want the best for each other.
Yeah.
Me and Robyn and Juicy and Morphine and all of us, we started doing drag together at a very young age, like still in high school. Cool. We were going out, putting on these crazy wigs.
Girl, I was her fan boots on Twitter, because the one thing about her is she was on the socials down, bitch.
We were brain rotted from a very, very early young age. But that's what brought us together, and also just our love for drag and our love for just wanting to do it for the Kiki of it all. And all of a sudden, it just became our full-time job, the nightlife industry, pretty much. And even though Robyn started doing drag, you were one of the best makeup artists. You still are, I'm sure. It runs in your genetics. You'll never lose the touch, baby.
Virgo, perfectionist.
Exactly. Right. But if you guys don't know, Robyn used to do drag, and the mug was severe. Anything that you do, you put your whole pussy into it, you know? And kudos to you, mama.
Thank you, bro.
Because that mug was fierce. Remember when you mugged Morphine?
Well, but that was the pre-quarantine mug. And quarantine for me, I feel like drag-wise was a very like influential part of my like drag era and like just like persona, because my vibe completely changed. And I feel like I was able to hone in those 3 months that we quarantined together.
Literally,
Girl, me and Juicy and Twink quarantine cooped up in Juicy's apartment. Bitch, the shit was crazy because we were like, we all had like COVID and our families did not, so we could not go back home. So we just quarantined for 3 months together and just almost every day got in drag, perfected it, watched Continental and studied those videos, which is why it's so gaggy that
we have three family members.
Right. Like, it's like, bitch, like it's come full circle, and I'm really, really happy about it.
We really took our time to study and hone our craft, and I feel like the entire time that we spent quarantining together, those were definitely very formative years for us because it built our taste into what it is now. Like, I'll never forget Robyn putting on the Blondes fashion show, and just all of us like immediately like, you know, so that was gooning, literally gooning to the Blondes. So that was definitely a formative mental experience that I had.
And aside from me mugging Morphine, do you remember that one time that you mugged me?
I did. That was fierce.
That was fierce.
I turned her out. I got to put the picture in this. I made you look like me.
No, we did.
That was
like,
fierce.
It was so fat.
Yeah, and the face, I mean, your face is fat. Come on. Get into the face, please. You're fierce.
No, I live for you, bitch. I do have to say, aside from me just like having an interest in makeup from a young age, you inspired me a lot because you are one of the like fiercest mug girls. And I'm sure that you guys could also like understand where I'm coming from when I say that she has a very unique take on makeup. And like you sort of like lean into like this like editorial punkish side that I always loved, and you were a big inspiration for me. I love you, Boots.
I love you so much, and cheers to episode 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 14 of R Kiki. We have a whole season of this show, and you are my 14th cast, so thank you for coming on. It's a family affair, baby, so
thank you so much. Opa,
I love you. Yamas. Let's jump right into season 18, episode 14. Miss Jane Doe has gone home, and she was sent home by Nene Coco. How do you feel about that entire situation?
This for me was honestly a little bit gaggy because those two girls for me were like at the top, like fashion sense wise and just like their whole track record, honestly. Jane, to me, I kind of like relate to her because I love her fashion sense. I feel like that's sort of what Robyn would have done if she had a budget.
Okay.
So I lived for her, but Nene to me was also like, she's been on the top for me, Boots, and yeah, like when I saw Nene walk in the first episode and she came in that like rainbow look, girl, I thought it was so fab. So those were like my two like faves. Again, aside from Juicy and Athena, I want to make that very clear. Athena, I was rooting for you, Boots.
The sniper cam is still happening. It's still in episode 14. We have the Athena Dion sniper cam.
Yeah.
You better watch what you say, honey.
No, so I'm making it clear. Athena, I was rooting for you, bro. I was rooting for you. But, you know, package-wise and just like aesthetic-wise, I loved them too. Yeah, so it was a gag for me to see.
And to Garden of Eden also by Gaga, out of all songs, like what was your reaction seeing that lip sync?
Girl, I gagged. And you know more than anyone. I think I've seen every single Gaga concert with you.
We have, yeah. We went to the Joanne World Tour together.
Joanne, and we were waiting for hours in the barricade for
Connie,
GA.
we were in line. We met actually, that was her first time meeting at the Gaga concert in like, I was kind of a cunt to you.
Girl, I looked at her and I was like, girl, well, also I deserved it. No shade. No shade. Because I walked up so kooky and I was like, are you FKA Twink? I was like, I follow you on Twitter. Girl, like, don't approach anyone like that, you guys. No shade. It's not gonna benefit your case.
We were also kids. So it's like we were trying to figure out how we even were about to go about into the world.
Right.
And we were like, what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
And then, you know, we grew up together. And we have bonded over the years. I truly consider you somebody that is family to me.
Me too, girl.
Like I don't play about you.
No, and it's friendships aside, you know that you have certain people in your life that are forever. You're one of them.
I feel the same way too. Like our moms know each other.
Bitch.
Like they Kiki. Our moms were sending us like sponsoring, like, you know, in the Hunger Games, Haymitch was sending Katniss and stuff while she was in the ring. Like that was our moms when we had COVID. Girl. Like they would send us like pop subs and like Hot Pockets.
They would show up because, girl, we were starving.
we were starving 20-year-olds.
We were starving.
We had no jobs.
No jobs.
It was definitely tough times.
We had wigs, Instagram Live, and a dream during the online drag shows.
Do you remember when we were eating, what was it, KFC, and then all of a sudden we just lost the taste? At the same time.
That's when we clocked it.
That's when we clocked it. We were like, oh, this is real. Like, this is not a hoax.
And also, like...
We went to go get tested together for COVID.
We went and my car was overheating. Do you remember that? Bro, we had to wait in line. Get into the place that you went to go get tested for COVID was at the Hard Rock Stadium, and we had to wait in line in my car for I think literally 2 hours. And my car, for some reason, I was like,
it was more.
Yeah,
it was like 4 hours.
It was crazy, and I was like, for some reason, I was just driving that car around, and I was like, why is the AC not working? But I could not care less. Girl, turns out I went a couple like weeks later when we got over the COVID, we went and we shot a music video or something at a studio, and driving back home in full geesh, my car burnt out on the side of the highway, and that car got fried because I never took it to get an oil change, and that's why it was overheating.
Well, also, I don't know if you remember, but when the AC was not working in line, and it was in the middle of the summer.
That's what I'm mentioning, girl.
And yes, but it was extremely hot. We were like dehydrated in your car.
And we could not care less because we were listening on repeat to Chromatica.
We were.
And that Twink song that came out, not Twink,
Ego Death.
Ego
Death. Oh, that was like our soundtrack. But that was a really tough day. I'll never forget. And that was back in the day when they would make you wait like 3 weeks for your results.
And so they would shove it 2 inches into your nose when you did not need to have it that deep.
Literally like poking your brain. Oh, what a time. We survived it though. We did
it, girl. But aside from that, plugging back in Chromatica, I loved it.
Yeah.
Because the reason that I brought up that like whole with us waiting in line for 4 hours listening to Chromatica is because aside, like the only person that I know aside from me that is as big of a Gaga fan as I am is you. So watching them, like one of my 2 favorite queens of the season, also lip syncing to one of my favorite songs was Spat.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it was a close call.
It was a really, really good lip sync in my opinion. And I hate to see Jane Don't Go. Everybody's saying that Nene beat her. And yes, I do think Nene beat her with a track record. She had what, like 3 wins? She was a front runner.
Yeah.
And she was in the top literally for almost like, what, 10 or 11 weeks straight. She broke her record. So to send somebody home that is like up there right at the finish line.
Yeah, but no shade.
It should have been a double Shantae in my opinion.
No, because that would have made me upset. No shade. I don't love a double Shantae. Like, no shade, shit ain't sweet.
Well, yeah.
One of them had to go home.
Life is tough.
And I think, not fair. Right. And I think that both of them are really, really fierce competitors. So it was
neck
it was neck to neck. Let me see if you know the answer. When was the moment that the lip sync took that she's taking it?
Okay, when they did the cartwheel and then Nene did the other stunt right after the cartwheel. It's like how...
Girl, she took it like...
It was like that cherry on top right after where it was like, oh, like, she's taking it.
Girl, if I was Jane, I also would have been like, I would have walked off the stage.
Yeah. But Jane, like I said, she was in her own world. She put up a fight. She did.
Yeah,
it wasn't it wasn't a mid lip sync. So
no,
I'm really sad to see Jane Don't Go Home. Jane, I love you so much. Please. You were robbed.
Pa arriba. Pa abajo.
Pa abajo. Pa centro. Pa dentro.
You guys, furries are really in right now. she's a Therian.
I'm a Therian, yes. That's like big on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
You know who called me a Therian? Patton pending.
Girl, coming from
Patton pending.
Miss Furry herself.
Mama.
We watched her get changed.
By the way, Patton pending, I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but Patton hosted brunch this past Sunday and she absolutely ate the floor. Put the video right here, baby. So I hope she's okay. My favorite part about that video and about her falling is just the heel getting so like mildly stuck. Like it literally barely touched the cape. And then the second that it hit the cape, she was like, all right, well, I'm going to go down.
My favorite part
she accepted her fate.
Right. My favorite part of that video was just watching Patton pending fall. Because no shade, she's a shady sister. It's all out of love. But I loved to watch the universe just give her a lick back.
Cheers to that.
So cheers to Patton pending falling.
But she, oh my God, she's going to kill me. All right, so Jane Doan has just been eliminated. The girls walk back into the workroom and everybody's so sad. It's a really somber workroom environment. Everybody loved Jane, it seems.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss her very much, but Nene is feeling mighty fierce.
She is. I think she could back it because she,
that lip sync-less.
Yeah, I think she's fierce and she knows it.
Yeah.
Which I love a girl that knows how she looks. I think that's important. And
she's clean all throughout. Clean.
If you're gonna be feeling it, at least have the track record to back it.
Absolutely.
Or the package to back it, and I think she does.
Yeah. But also what I really, really, really enjoy about Nene is that you never know what to expect from her.
She's very diverse. She has her range.
But also, I also have to say, you must feel really recharged after a lip sync after sending somebody home. Like, you have the energy. You're like, oh, I just ate that. Like, oh, Alyssa Edwards under the table. Like,
girl, I can't.
Girl. That's literally how I must feel after sending somebody home.
Boots. At the same time, though, I could imagine that it's very, like, nerve-wracking because it's like, girl, like, I just had to lip sync. So it's like... At the same, you're completely...
Mixed emotions.
Yeah, you're completely right. But at the same time, it's like, girl, damn, like, I'm this deep into the conversation and the competition, and I just had to lip sync. I bet she was a little bit teetering on that.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of mixed emotions.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet, sending somebody home, but also, like, feeling that you did a cunt job.
Right. And also, I very much think that she was very much feeling like she did a cunt job because they were so quick to... switch the conversation. Girl, they mourned for 5 minutes in the workroom. They wiped the mirror and keyed.
They all got together. They walked down the runway. They were like, top 4! As if Jane is not like back there crying like over
girl. And Juicy Boots. This is one thing that surprised me about, well, I guess it shouldn't have surprised me because Juicy's a crier. So are you, though.
I am. I cry for the opening of an envelope. I do.
This is an emotional bunch, except for me. I'm not going to lie. Surprisingly.
No, you're not. You're like Virgo. You're like...
I don't know. Weirdly.
I don't know.
But Juicy...
But you do feel things.
I feel things.
You've cried before. I've seen you cry before. Very rare to see you cry, but I've seen you cry before. Right. I don't even know for what, actually.
And we won't bring it up on conversation, but you don't know for what?
No, I don't.
A Supernatural that one time?
Oh.
Change the subject.
All right. The gigs. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no. Juicy, I love that Juicy's just been crying the entire season.
That's just her. She's an emotional Pisces.
Yeah, but it's real. It's real. And like you could see she wears her heart on her sleeve. And that's one thing that I love about her. And I think that as the season has gone on, that's one thing that you've been able to see more of.
Yeah. It's like her emotions, how much she cares, but also her personal growth.
Yeah.
Think about it. Juicy is not the one that we know to be like a good actress. She doesn't really have experience with that. She's always been a classically trained dancer. And that's what she excels at. So the fact that she went in this competition, she learned how to sew. She won an acting challenge. She was high on the, what is it called? The makeover.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And she was a fierce ass Karen. So
Miguel, ayúdame,
Miguel, por favor. Like that was sickening. So she's definitely surprised us. So she has definitely earned her spot in the top 4 alongside with the other girls.
Yeah.
Who else has surprised you? What do you think about Darlene?
I kind of think that Darlene is cute.
Oh, she is very handsome.
Yeah, I think she's kind of handsome. I'm not gonna lie. And I do not want to get red, so I do want to make this clear. I'm a drag veteran. Even though I'm not pursuing drag now, I pursued drag for years, so I think that I have earned the right to opinionate on drag.
You have walked the walk, you have talked the talk, you have thrown the wigs on, you have E6000, a fierce amount of rhinestones.
Seriously.
You have worn those shoes. Honey, those ankles, baby.
You remember, girl, you remember when I couldn't wear a pleaser?
Oh my God. Like,
Girl, and it was her that clocked me. She was like,
me out of everybody clocking you for twisting your ankles.
no, but girl, it's because at least the ankles twist. I could not keep the boots on. Like, I would bring a flat to every gig. And Twink literally told me, she was like, girl, like, get over it. Like, what are you doing? You can't wear a pleaser? Girl, I did. No shade.
I always give the tough love, but it's because I care and I love you.
It works. It works.
Like I said, we grew up together. We needed to hear. We needed a sister to tell you these things.
Right.
And you were really sickening when you were on your bag in drag.
Thank you, girl.
Let's put a picture up over here. But yes, so Darlene is fab.
So with being said that, I'm not gonna lie, girl. The shoes have to go.
You think so?
Yeah, girl. And like,
you don't live for a character shoe.
I live for, and like, listen, I live for like the campiness. I feel like you're someone that like walks that tight line very well because you're animated and you're camp and you do it cunt, but like you do it cunt. You get me? I'm not gonna lie. For a lot of the season, some of the like her package, I just haven't been the most crazy about. But it's just because that's not particularly what I would have done. It's not my taste.
Mm-hmm.
It all doesn't have to be
right.
So beyond kooky. But she is a queen that when you're on Drag Race, it's so many factors, and it does not need to essentially be my taste in drag. You just need to be a good drag queen, and she is.
She has her own world going on, and she's good at her own world. I have to give it to her. And also her background on doing skits at home. You know, she's a bedroom queen. She doesn't really do the gigs.
I heard.
So she does skits at home, and that's her only background.
Oh, really? Like she's not doing like gigs IRL?
She wasn't before Drag Race.
Really?
Yeah. So she got on
That's
the show
impressive.
as a bedroom queen, and she did a really good job. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by her. So
I am.
love her, and I also love Mikey from Orlando. Have you met Mikey before?
I don't think so. I don't think I've met Mikey. I've frequented Orlando a lot, but I don't think I've met Mikey.
Mikey's fabulous. She's literally a thespian.
Yeah.
Like she's an amazing drag queen, and I think that she has a really good chance at winning as well. It's a tight race. It could be anyone's game, really.
Who do you think is going to be in the top two? Like if it comes down to it, because it comes down to two, right?
I think so. I think they're gonna have a SmackDown. Usually it's a top two for the crown.
Right.
I really don't know. It could be anyone's game. It could be either Darlene, it could be Mikey, it could be Nene.
Right.
We know Nene can lip sync. Can the two other keep up with Nene?
Right. That's true. Well,
wake it up.
Yeah, but Mikey has done so fiercely, and she's a queen that has so much range because
she does.
She's
clean.
Thespian boots.
Thespian. BAFTA, babe. Huh? I don't know what that is. I just made that up. BAFTA? What is that? Is that like some UK word? Whatever. Thespian. Yes.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Take a twickle. Take a twickle.
Wait, so you guys, before we go any further, Miss Thing keeps like trying to wiggle these gloves on. I know that she's very, she's found her purpose in life being a furry.
A therian.
However, I would like to do this burlesque reveal because I know that she's uncomfortable. So cue the sexy music. Oh, girl, that's fab. The nail underneath the glove. Also,
we're doing drag, baby.
Right. I know that you guys also can't see this, but she's wearing a floor-length skirt and she has a fishnet underneath.
Because I'm what? Fierce.
Professional.
And I'm also corseted.
Right.
To sit in a chair. I'm sickening. Don't play with it. Do you want to? Yeah, it's getting really hot. Yeah. Anytime now. Look at that.
No, and they're girl.
You live. I feel sickening, mama.
Sally Beauty.
Sally Beauty. Thank you so much, Sally. Right. All right, so it is top 4. The girls are doing their TikTok lunch 101 with RuPaul, and RuPaul is painting portraits of them. What did you think about the TikTok lunches? Who do you think stood out for you the most? Let's talk about Nene first. Nene had a great TikTok lunch with Ru. Ru was pretty much like, we're missing some humanity.
Yeah.
What's happening here? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, like I kind of relate to her and I see where she's coming from because I have clocked that throughout the season. Mm-hmm. She's a perfectionist.
She's too locked in.
Yeah, like obviously like when you're doing drag, you are sort of portraying this. It's an artistic outlet at the end of the day and you are just like spewing these ideas that you have out and building this character of yourself or a heightened version of it. And that kind of like, I would also like most of the times as drag queens, you do not have to do these things much. And it is kind of valid. However, I can't hate on her too much because I'm like, girl, like you're delivering. If you're not going to give me one thing, if you're not going to give me humanity, deliver fully in the other aspect.
And she has.
And I think that she has.
Absolutely. And I think that what RuPaul's saying about humanity, like I'm agreeing with you. She's definitely a little too locked in, but can you blame a girl for just wanting to do a good job?
Yeah, and I think that at the same time, though, we have seen a lot of her personality, but I think that's more like in the workroom.
Yeah.
Or like in Untucked, because she's
funny. She's a good time girl.
She's been a standout.
And she's a sweetheart too. Out of everything. So.
Love her.
But then we have Miss Darlene Mitchell going into her TikTok launch with RuPaul, and they kind of soften up. I feel like Darlene is one of the girls in the cast that she wears her heart on her sleeve.
Yeah.
And she shows emotions when they need to be shown. And I feel like RuPaul is looking at her and is like, okay, like, we vibe. They had a Kiki on the Karen episode. That Karen episode, her and Darlene, best friends forever. She's getting invited to charades, bitch.
100%.
Charades.
100%.
Maisel.
Alongside Ginger Bitch.
Charades.
Charades.
Charades. Isn't it charades or charades?
No, it's charades.
Charades.
The Esau's jumping, yeah.
Wow. English lessons with RuPaul. Bonjour, mademoiselle. But yes, like I said, she's definitely going to get invited to the charade. She's going to get invited to everything. She is obsessed with her.
Right.
And I feel like they kind of bonded over the fact that Darlene is sober. You know, that's a big part of RuPaul's life.
Yeah. Honestly, it was really special seeing it, especially like during the critiques after the runway. I love those like vulnerable moments during Drag Race because like you forget that Ru pioneered this, like, you know, our like drag. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, lived in New York and was a club kid essentially. Like, I love seeing those like personal moments
with
and, like,
RuPaul.
Yeah, girl. Like, it's like that gagged me a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, girl, with Charlene, I honestly like she has. What?
Darlene.
Wait, is that not her name?
Darlene. You said Charlene.
Oh. Well, I'm worried about Heidi.
Yes. Well, yes. Heidi Klum.
So is it Darlene or Charlene?
Darlene.
With Darlene, she has been someone that was the same way like Ru. Darlene has been someone that really grew on me like throughout the season. So I think that everything was valid that she said. And
absolutely.
I think that it's important to have like that representation and that like, aside from all the glitz and the glamour that you're seeing on these on TV and stuff, it's like, girl, at the end of the day, like,
these are real people.
No, and as a drag queen, your office is the nightclub. So like you do kind of, you get me? It could be a little bit of a slippery slope. So seeing this represented on TV and also seeing Ru like being brought to tears,
absolutely
gagged me because it's like, girl.
Yeah, and you can tell that in the TikTok lunch, like RuPaul didn't really know what to say much when Darlene brought that up, but I'm happy that she brought it up again on the runway. Yeah, and she was like able to bond with her over it. Because I feel like being sober is really a huge part of RuPaul's entire story. Without being sober, she wasn't able to create RuPaul's Drag Race.
You can't, girl.
And, you know, she also, I don't know if you read the book, House of Hidden Meanings. But, because reading is what?
Fundamental. Right.
So RuPaul, she spoke in the book about sobriety and about her entire life story with her husband. I think they're married, but that had a huge part in her story. So I know that she was shook that Darlene even brought that up in the TikTok lunch, that she had to make sure she said something about it and correlate to it. And because it impacted her, you could tell.
Of course.
She was like, you know, she was taken back a bit. So it's so nice and refreshing to see that a brand new contestant on season 18 of RuPaul's Drag Race is still, you know, being able to touch RuPaul's heart.
100%. And also, just really quickly to touch on this, seeing Darlene bring up like her relationship with her dad, I thought that was really special because your family, I feel like has always been
they're chill.
Yeah, they're very chill. Yeah, I love you.
I'm an only child, so it's like you can either take it or, well, baby, you only have one chance,
right?
You know.
But like my parents, I feel like I kind of relate to that a little bit because my dad he's also come around. I feel like eventually they do. Like you need to just give them time a bit, and
you have to stick to your guns.
Yeah,
you need to make sure that you stand up for yourself and that you stand up for who you are, because if you get shaken up by things like that, like, you're just going to be unhappy for the rest of your life.
You cannot live your life to try to impress your parents.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the sad truth about being queer and about being in an industry like this where it's like filled with creativity, and this is like the driving force to our bills.
100%.
But it's like, okay, like you're not going to college. We're Latinos. Like our families, they expect us to go to college. They expect us to get a degree. They expect us to be in National Honor Society.
Right.
FIU, valedictorian vibes.
Thank you.
But that's not us.
Yeah.
And we're valedictorians in our own way. And they just have to accept it.
Right. No, but I think, yes, they do have to accept it. And thank God that we have the family that we do and the support system that we do, that at least for me, eventually they did come around to it. And
I
same
love
thing.
your mom.
Oh, love her. We need to go to brunch with.
I know. You need to bring your mom back for brunch.
And you need to bring your mom. We're gonna make a list for next weekend.
Please.
Wait, when is it for the premiere?
The finale.
The finale, sorry.
Yes. No, the Drag Race finale is on April 17th here at our house. I'm going to be co-hosting with Miss Patton Fending, featuring Drag Race stars, Mia Star, Maya Imada Page, and our superstar, Miss Cat Wilderness. So, are you going to bring your mom?
If Patton is hosting too,
With me?
girl, Patton and you and my mom and a cigarette.
Girl, that would be a Kiki.
That would be a Kiki.
I'll bring my mom too. I think she would love it.
Yeah, I think
she
so.
would love to see us all together.
In where we are now.
Yeah.
You got me? We haven't done this in a while, and I feel like seeing the new version of us and like elevated.
My mom would love to see you. She loves
I love
you.
her.
She loves you so much. She always asks me about you, literally.
I love whenever I have to meet a mom, if I have to talk to them in Spanish,
We're
I know
fierce.
I'm taking it.
Oh, honey.
I know I'm
Mama,
taking it.
one thing we know how to do, girl, we're best friends with moms,
Right.
always.
Ooh.
But that's like us.
But this is what I'm saying.
We really
It's like,
are so alike, and the world put us together.
Ooh,
It's kind of crazy.
we see each other.
I love you.
But with like Darlene, it's like her father finally came around, and I think that that's really special and beautiful. And
Mhm.
I relate to that a lot. But unfortunately, a lot of queer people, that's not the case.
Yeah.
But if you are in that position, or if you are just like a PSA, I feel like stick to your guns. And again, unfortunately, it's so hard. And I know that you want to have your parents in your life. Of course, who doesn't? However, though, it's like, girl, if it comes down to it, even if they like don't support you to an extent, it's like dumb.
You can't compromise your own happiness for others.
Girl, and your parents are, this is so morbid. I look at things a little bit on the drier side, but your parents are going to die. It's the hard truth. But like, you get me, like, your parents, I think that it's important to hold on to the memories that you have of them and take from your relationship with them the things that benefit you in your life and that matter. However, it's like, girl, like, you're going to just live your life like trying to impress them or get their validation. There's gonna come a day that they're going to pass, and then you're gonna be just what? Then at that point, you're gonna come into yourself. Like, it does not make sense to me.
Absolutely. You need to worry about Heidi.
You need to worry about Heidi. I've been said that.
Ben said that. Yeah, absolutely. And it really is sad that some people like in Darlene's family in the group chat were like, oh, well, love that for you, but you're gonna go. What did they say? They said something really negative towards her, like pretty much not being supportive. And that's real.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen. Every time that you stand up for yourself, stand up for what you believe in, especially as a queer person, we're going to get some setback. But hey, as long as the people that we love and that matter to us truly.
And as a queer person, you get to choose your own family.
Thank you, Roxy.
Right. But it's the truth. It's
It
like,
is the
you get
truth.
me? We have like the people that you know that you can rely on as a backbone. And those people are very important in your life. And I think that I'm sure that Darlene has a fierce drag family, and I know that now she's a bedroom queen, so her followers, whoever. But now I'm just really happy to hear that she's like been able to form that relationship with her dad, and I relate to it a lot. So I think that was really special.
Yeah.
However, I don't think that her painting was. How did you feel about her painting?
The paintings were a choice, but you know, it's Drag Race, baby. It's all for the bit. You know, we were talking about Darlene's family, and I'm happy that she is able to connect with her father. But, you know, they also brought up, I'm surprised. Let's talk about Juicy and her TikTok lunch. They also brought up she brought up her family.
Yeah.
That was crazy to watch. Something so personal about her friend on TV.
It was, however, and I know that you could relate to this, knowing her IRL, like, girl, that is a really big part of her. And this is why I'm so proud of her when it comes to like the acting challenges that she's had to do, like the one that she did with Mikey and stuff. Juicy is, you
She
see
overcomes.
her, yeah, like the way that you see Juicy like perceive herself on social media. Again, you're sort of playing into this character, but Juicy's kind of, she's like more introverted than people might seem, and we know her lore with her family and stuff. So I loved seeing her being vulnerable about the way that she is, and that is the reason that she is the way that she is, because it is a big part of her life. Girl, we've experienced it like firsthand.
Yeah.
So it was very special to me. And I loved seeing that side of her. I will say though, with this TikTok luncheon or whatever, they were having a sob off.
Yes. Well, it's because I feel like that's the moment where RuPaul gets to see the real. It's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
You're selling yourself to the woman with the check, honey.
Yeah.
You know, so if I feel like Juicy got that critique, like we don't know who you are, then that's my chance of telling RuPaul like this is my life story. You know, let her engage with you and your experiences of what you've gone through. I feel like
100%.
Juicy took a good opportunity, her chance, and I feel like it paid off.
And it was real, and you could just tell what she was saying. It was real.
Although I really hated when she told RuPaul that RuPaul showed her the painting, and she was like a centaur.
Girl.
And she told her, well, because, I'm Cuban, hung like a horse. I was like, Jessie.
And girl, no shade, but we have to give flowers where they're due. She is. No shade.
All right, moving on. And then at last, for the TikTok lunch, we have Mikey meets at her TikTok lunch. I feel like RuPaul really likes Mikey for some reason.
I think so too.
And I feel like she's really obsessed with the fact that everybody put her in the bottom for the talent show. And then after that, she bounced back and she's just been on a... Because she's really talented. But I feel like they're presenting Mikey's entire storyline in a fierce package. That's like, okay, you were like the underdog from episode 1 to 6. And then from 6 on, you were like, after everybody doubted you. So I see what's happening here. But I live because
it is.
It's true.
It's the truth.
And she
That's what I'm
has
saying.
the chops to back it up. And the girls tried it too.
And I do not think that you being chopped or like having to lip sync before, like whatever the case may be, I do not think that honestly at the end, I do not think that makes you less of a skilled drag artist or for you to deserve where you are in the position any less. No shade.
I feel like, Rate a Queen is the one challenge where the girls have the power. It is a popularity contest. Florida, Miami took a swing. Everybody was pro Miami, and unfortunately, Mikey was the one that got injured. But RuPaul's kind of obsessed with the underdog storyline, so I feel like she's really giving Mikey her flowers.
Right, and do you also maybe think that, think about you're in a competition with these girls. If you were gonna have to pin someone or pick someone who's gonna be in the bottom, do you not maybe think that it was maybe a little bit
shady?
Not shady, but
let's put the good one at the bottom.
Right. It's you have to think about that, because if she was doing bad, then it would make sense. But I'm also kind of looking at it from that perspective a little bit, because I thought that her talent show was fab.
Well, the Rated Queen is pretty much a popularity contest. Right. So all the girls just, and we have 3 Miami queens. Everybody's going to vote Miami at the top, man. It happened the way it happened. So it is a brand new day in the workroom. RuPaul comes in and she says, baby, we are going to be going to the news station and we're going to be filming a good morning segment called Good Morning Bitches. How do you feel about a newsroom challenge? How do you feel about an improv challenge that is live on the spot? No second takes, on the roll. Drew Barrymore, Kelly Clarkson, The Jennifer Lawrence Show. How do you feel about something like that?
Girl, and Ross Matthews guiding you,
especially it being the last challenge of the season, where you're expecting a verse in a song, where you're expecting a music video. They throw you in with an improv challenge.
Juicy even said it herself. She's like, it couldn't have been a
we couldn't dance.
Yeah. Girl, I think that the improv vibe, I wouldn't have been so stressed out about that. The live part though, and that you really only got one take. And you could tell that it was for real, because with it being Drag Race and it being literally a TV show, you would imagine that they probably did give them a take or two, but you could tell that they did not.
They didn't.
Because both teams were stuttering and they did not edit that out. If it was going to be edited, they would have edited that out.
Yeah.
So that's the part that would have gotten me stressed out, because babe, I do not know my left from right, and I would have not been able to read that teleprompter.
First of all, they gave them, what are they called? I know it in Spanish, trabalenguas. What are these called in English? Riddles. Riddle me this, riddle me that. What was it? Sally sold seashells by the seashore. If I would have gotten something like that, baby, I look, you would have ate. But that still throws you off a little.
Can we try one right now?
Do you have one? Can I get a riddle?
Yeah, can someone...
By the way, you guys, I want to give a special shout out to somebody very special in our family. Please give it up for R Dion, our live studio audience today. Or come say hi, please.
She's been keeping us juiced up with the Prosecco on.
Yes. Thank you so much, R House, for having us. It's a gorgeous family affair today.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about our sister Juicy and just about Drag Race and how proud we are. And thank you for coming. I love you.
Love you.
Or Dion, y'all. The Dion Dynasty, baby. It's a family affair.
There's a lot more of us that you guys probably don't know. So I'm
And
happy.
we're all sickening. It's kind of sick how sickening we are.
That part. I love you.
I love you.
Wait, so is someone gonna look up a riddle? I think
Or can you look up a riddle?
Okay, Twink has not seen this yet. I want to just turn the phone and have her just do it off the spot the way that they would have had to do it.
Yes.
So you have one take.
Okay.
Ready? Full out. Facials. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper pickled?
Sister, I'm pickled. I'm pickled, sister.
What did you? He actually didn't say pickled at the end. Like, I made that up. Like, that's the last word is the one I messed up.
No, but I like yours better, I think.
Yeah, it says Peter Piper pickled. Peter
Right.
Piper's pickled.
We're pickled.
Pickled. Peter Piper's pickled, girl.
That was God. That was a God.
Okay, I need one for you now.
Okay.
I'm screaming. I
Girl, you ate
I
that.
kind of ate that.
Girl, and I'm Esau.
I'm Esau too. Look at us.
We see each other.
Sister, yeah.
We've come a long way.
We forget. Yes. Honey, we're smart. We're thespians. We're smart in this house.
Were you a thespian?
What's a thespian even? I keep saying it. It's like somebody that's really smart, right?
Wait, were you?
No.
Do you know what a thespian is?
What the is a thespian?
You really don't know what a thespian is?
Isn't that somebody like fierce in theater?
Yes. a thespian means if you were in theater.
Right?
I was a thespian.
You were a thespian. Were you in theater?
I was in theater and I was a cheerleader.
Did you do any plays?
I did Peter Pan, but
Peter Piper pickled. You were pickled Peter Pan.
I was pickled, sister. I've stayed pickled.
Were you Peter Pan?
No, I was not Peter Pan. I was a thespian.
What was
and
her name? Molly? No, that was her name.
Girl, you just...
Wendy. Were you Wendy?
I was Wendy. I'm Wendy.
Bitch, I'm Wendy.
I'm Wendy.
Yes, you are.
No, girl, you're gonna gaga this. I know you're gonna live. I was a thespian for 3 years of my high school.
Oh.
But I was the makeup manager for all 3 years. So I was never actually on stage. I was behind the scenes, mugging.
I know you ran that backstage like the Navy.
Like the Navy, just like Morphine would have.
Mama, I know you were set up like the fiercest Sephora employee. You were literally, you were with a walkie-talkie and you were telling everybody, okay, like lashes. All right, blush.
And before the beginning of like every season where we had to put on a play, they would give me a budget because they would ask me like whatever I needed to like get everyone mugged.
Okay.
Girl, and I was splurging.
You were sending them like Anastasia Beverly Hills.
Mama, my RCMA powder, I took from the Peter Pan play, and it was actually the Peter Pan play.
That powder is fierce. You put me on.
And girl, those theater kids did not need that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I found a riddle for Robyn. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Betty Botter bought a bit of butter, but she said, the butter's bitter. Chop. No, but let me continue.
Please, no, keep going.
Okay. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter better than a bit of butter. Girl.
Oh my God.
Girl, forget about it. I didn't even finish it, but I give up. Just the same way that if I was Jane, I would have walked off the stage. I'm walking off the stage now. Girl, you took it.
Thank you. Thank you, Aura, for the riddles. Okay, so this challenge is wild. They paired up. No, they didn't pair up. They paired each other.
Yeah.
Nene and Juicy paired up each other. It was crazy because Juicy looked at Mikey like, hey.
Yeah.
And Mikey was like,
that got me.
yeah, well, they worked together on the SNL skit that Juicy won.
Yeah.
So I think Mikey just didn't want to get ate up.
No, she literally said that was exactly why, because she won the challenge. Juicy won the challenge, even though Mikey helped her.
Yeah.
And I understand.
I get her.
It's a competition, and she already showed that she's a good person, and she don't got beef with Juicy.
Yeah,
she'll help Juicy, but at this point in the competition, girl,
You got to worry about Heidi.
you gotta worry about Heidi.
Yeah, and you know, Juicy, we know Juicy very well. She's the kind of person that if she applies herself, she will excel. This is something that we know of her.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen her because she's applied herself.
Yeah.
She had absolutely no experience in makeup before we met her.
And I'm happy that you bring this up because no shade. Miss Morphine, I don't know if Morphine's ever said this. I'm taking a wing on this.
I'm scared.
As much as Morphine invented Juicy and was the one that brought her up into the scene and all that. However, I would like to say this.
Mm-hmm.
The one that taught Juicy how to mug, no shade, was me. Because who was getting Juicy ready for those gigs, girl? No shade, it was me.
This is true.
So I would like to clear that up. And our sister,
Raina. Shout out to Raina Love Dion.
And Sting, girl. Sting was paying me every single time that she had a gig. So I would come and do her makeup until one day I was like, girl, if you're actually pursuing drag seriously, like
you need to learn.
You need to figure this shit out.
Girl, get your life together.
And they always go through a little rough phase. Yeah. But
it's part of it. You have to look like a brick to look like a gorgeous
creature.
Right. But yeah, so like I said, we just know where she comes from. We know how she started.
Right.
So the fact that she just...
Yeah, but I feel like Juicy's and us knowing her personally, we know that she's so much more than the dancing.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really happy the way that she's like, you know, performing on the season because she's opening up so much more. And like, girl,
the growth has been insane.
Yeah, girl. And like, you do not need to be a thespian to just be a character and have a big personality. And yes. Juicy does. I just think that in the beginning of the season, maybe she was a little bit more shy.
Absolutely.
And I think that Mikey helped bring that side of her.
Yes.
In the acting challenge.
Like, seeing her in the acting challenge, I was like, you ate that.
And I loved seeing her in a wig again.
You were there when she was styling all the human hair wigs.
Girl.
Every single night, she would clean those laces. She would crimp it. She would crimp it. You remember when she had the one with the chain?
Girl,
that was fab.
So fab. That was actually the first time that she, like, when she started feeling herself with the makeup and, like, getting the hang of it, she started doing, like, these cunt-ass eye looks.
Yeah.
And it was at Asuka. I have a video of her doing, like, this crazy trick, and it was you that recorded it. I screen recorded it off for your story. Because she, like, did, like, I think a kick, and then she fell into a split, and you were like, wow!
Losing my mind, yeah.
It was sad.
But those were fun times.
It's hard for you to not have that reaction with Juicy. And I don't just say that because she's my sister, honestly. She is.
She's a one-of-a-kind talent, for sure.
But she's more than just the dancing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and she proved it this season, especially. So they paired her up with Nene. Well, she paired up with Nene. And in this challenge, it's all about it being live. It's a morning talk show. How do you think she did in the challenge?
I plead the fifth.
Gorgeous gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. No, but you know what I think is funny? I think that watching that challenge back, you could tell that they had Juicy pent up in that fucking hotel room. Because, girl, she saw the trade and she needed that. But I can't even blame her. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, having to be live in one take, I probably also just would have been like, I need that.
Yeah. I also, you know what I think is so crazy is that the girls in the season, for example, in the puppet challenge, it's something like, oh, like, Juicy's a whore, Juicy's a whore. I'm like, Juicy's not a whore.
She's really not.
She's really not. So the fact that they were saying that about her, I'm like, why? Like, when does she even give that? So when I feel like all the girls were saying that about her, I feel like a safe character for her in this challenge, which was the morning talk show, would be to go in that route because she thinks that that's what they know her for. And, you know, branding is very important. And when you're at that point, you're like, okay, like, I need to focus on branding. If this is what I'm giving.
It's also funny. And the person that you have to work off of for the challenge is trade. Like, what other direction are you going to go in it?
Yeah.
In it about also, you are having, if the challenge is falling flat and if I was there and my partner was not saying much, I also would have tried to fill up the silence. Yeah. No shade.
Do you think Nene was like holding back in this challenge? I feel like she was a little.
I think that she was, and I also think that she was too focused on making sure that she was getting it good and worried about the cue cards that Ross Matthews was holding up. Like, girl, you got me. Like, I understand, but she was just trying to follow the rules a little bit too much, and I think that rules were meant to be broken.
Yeah.
And if maybe she would have honed in on that, maybe they could have been like the Cocktail Stories Part 2 or something. You know what I mean?
Let's destroy that.
It's a Sunday.
It's Sunday.
The best night or the best day at R House Wynwood.
Sunday brunch. My gosh. Girl, we've been coming here for years. You remember when we started coming here?
Girl, so I know a thing or two about our house.
We have literally grown inside of this restaurant, pretty much.
Raised us.
Since we were like, what, 17, 18 years old?
Girl, I used to be one of the, well, I was never an assistant because one thing about me, I don't book. So I will give it to Miss Sting and JJ and the assistants. They were fab, but babe, I was running after y'all, collecting y'all.
You were helping us, yeah.
And this is when they had the old setup, girl.
Yeah.
This place is fab now.
This is so sickening now. Like, they've done a really amazing job of upgrading everything. Like, before we even had the stage, we were still turning shows, but now it's elevated so much. So shout out to the R House team, Owen and Rocco, for upgrading the space to what it is now. This
I love them so much.
Creature.
I love them so much.
I love them too, for real.
They're one of my sweetest people ever. Like one of my favorite people in my life. And I have to love them even more because they were the ones that introduced me to those little sliders that they give out at brunch?
Yes.
Baby, I do not play about those sliders.
Those are fierce.
Those are fierce.
Those sliders are fierce. Do you like have you been to the dinner shows?
I have. Remember I brought my mom here once?
Oh my God, that's right.
Girl, I brought my mom here and my grandma. And they got their I think that was one of the shows. Well, I've been to multiple dinner shows, but one of the first dinner shows that I came to was when Juicy auditioned. They held cast member auditions years ago. You guys, I think that this was probably Juicy's second time in drag.
It was, and it was one of her first times doing her own makeup.
Girl, and a storm happened and the venue flooded. We're located in a certain part of
Miami, Wynwood. Baby. We're like underwater pretty much. Like it was like 60 years. We're all gonna be with Ariel under the sea, baby. But
girl, and it flooded. It flooded. Literally, no, but like flooded.
Yeah.
The restaurant was flooded and Juicy auditioned in the flood and her hitting a dip and it splashing.
It was so fierce. It was like Pussycat Dolls React down before React was even a thing because that was like 2019. I'm sorry, but
fierce is fierce.
Fierce is fierce, honey. Fierce is fierce. And she had it back then and she still has it now. Of course, elevated. But definitely our house has platformed us, I feel, and has helped us out so much. So
forever grateful.
We love you, our house. But I definitely think that Nene and Juicy, they did their best.
Right.
They're not really big speaking queens, in my opinion. I don't see Nene as like, like that's not her.
Right.
And neither is Juicy, but they tried and they did their best. And I have to give it to them. So shout out to both of them for doing the challenge, doing the thing, doing the walk, and talking the talk.
Right.
Okay.
And one thing that I appreciate about a queen is I love like honing in on your brand and always making whatever you're doing yours. And I loved Nene's. Have you noticed that she does like this like updo look, but it's like sculpted? I think it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's clean too.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we love the polishedly executed look, and I think that it's very fresh and
yeah, that hair that she had in the challenge was fab.
I think that she looks fab.
Yeah.
She didn't do horrible, but I just think that Juicy did a lot. So she just
I mean, I feel like one thing that really got Juicy was the fact that they were like, cut it, and then she was just like, well, she just kept going.
Right.
And that's one thing I think that, of course, we're nitpicking now. It's top 4.
Yeah.
So
also, they literally told her that in the critiques at the end that like, you are over preparing. We have to remember, girl, Juicy's not a theater girl. Like she's not used to a thespian. Like, Juicy's not a host. One thing about Twink and Patton and Athena, they're all hosts, so talking kind of comes naturally to them. Juicy doesn't. It's the same way. Right.
I'm a yapper.
Giving her flowers. Boots.
Thank you.
No, but you're a good yapper.
Thank you.
You're a good yapper. But like, it's the same way if I would have approached that challenge. Like, girl, I do not talk much, so. Well, I think I'm contradicting myself because I'm talking a lot.
We know music video night at the afters at 2 a.m.
Right.
Honey. Oh, we don't play when we hit those continental videos, baby.
Right, I have a thought or two.
No, like literally, we give full PowerPoint presentation. Like we pause the video, we're like, stop it, and then we're like, look at that.
Dissect.
We dissect every frame, and we yap. And that's one thing we know how to do. We yap about having good taste.
But I do not rehearse lines. Or you get me, like rehearse a skit that I'm trying to do live in one take, which is why I just think that Juicy, tried to get everything that she had prepped. And I think it was Ross literally told her that was one thing that he didn't say it was bad, but he was just like, girl, like you did a lot.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. She prepped it and she wanted to get it out.
Yeah.
But I think that Nene was probably just more worried about Ross and like holding up the cue cards. But that's besides the point. I think honestly, we saw how it went, and we have to be honest. It was
something.
It was something,
but they made it through, and you know, it is what it is. It's
and
one
it
take.
was funny.
It was funny. It was one take. It was cute. They had Zane Phillips come in, the hot guy that was in the
Smash
Love Island. Smash! Are you kidding me? He's hot.
Did you know that he was dating that other boy?
I had no idea. Did you?
I didn't.
Me either. I mean, honestly, like, you know, I'm a taken lady. I'm not looking at men. I really don't care. I have Mr. Twink at home waiting for me always. So
I love him to death. However, I am not. So I will be taking both of them.
At the same time. Thank you. So up next, we have Miss Darlene Mitchell and Mikey Meeks in this challenge. What did you think about the girls?
Honestly, it was a pure sent from heaven.
Yeah, they tore.
Yeah.
They absolutely tore. Like, they did a really good job. Mikey is a natural host.
Yeah.
She hosts in Orlando all the time. She has OTR every single Wednesday. I think she's all over the place, but I know that's her baby. And she is such a professional. I'm obsessed with her. And in this challenge, you could absolutely see her professionalism, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that they have such different styles of talking. However, they're both really good talkers. And I think that they were a perfect balance. I'm not gonna lie.
Darlene and Mikey had such good dynamic, in my opinion. Like, they were like jokes. Darlene had her own character, and Mikey was like the one that was like the host.
Right. And you want to know what I love to see too? When Mikey looked at Darlene and she was like, spit on me one more time. Because like I thought about it and I was like, would I have said that? Because I feel like that's so like personal, because Darlene was probably actually spitting
She was
at
actually
her.
spitting on her with the riddle. Yeah.
But it's what Tiana said, and Tiana was like, you need to like get like outside of your trying to like do it perfectly and just actually be yourself. And I think that was a very personal moment and it worked. I loved it.
Definitely, like, Mikey and Darlene were a home run. And the fact that they put Zane Phillips in drag was hilarious.
So funny. Well, I don't know if they put him in drag, but he was definitely dressing a little crossy. A little crossy for the cookout for the, what was it that they were?
You think he was the husband in Congress? Christy Noam's husband.
Girl, at this point.
That's what he was giving, with the boob looking to the left and to the right.
Right. I think he needs to be a couple of 50 years older to make it into Congress.
Maybe.
But definitely he's on the road to Congress.
He needed to be a little bit more closeted to make it into Congress.
Right.
For sure.
Also, I love to see a muscle, like, beautiful gay like that.
Just be gay.
Yeah, like, not take himself too seriously. Like, babe, put on the wig.
It's a breath of fresh air seeing somebody that's, like, very, like, quintessentially handsome.
Yeah,
just
and he is.
Let loose.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Because it's not that serious.
He's aura farming.
He's aura farming.
He's looks maxing.
He's crossy maxing.
He's crossy maxing down. Mama. All right. But I definitely do think that Mikey and Darlene did an amazing job.
I honestly did too. Like, for that challenge between both of them, I think that they were a perfect match. And as much as they would have maybe helped the other person pick up the other one's slack if they would have paired up like with the other one. Mm-hmm. Again, at this point in the competition, I don't think that I would have done that either. I would have paired up with the person that I know benefits me a lot.
Yeah.
You and I would have been a good pair.
We would have, because we're both perfectionists.
And we're both,
I'm a Virgo moon, you're a Virgo. I'm a Capricorn as well. So it's like,
I'm a Capricorn rising.
Oh, you are? That's right.
What's your other one?
I'm a Scorpio rising. Virgo moon, Capricorn sun. I know. That's like the part of me that it's like, when I was really rude to you at the Joanne World Tour line, that was my Scorpio rising.
No, I don't think so. It was the Virgo and the Capricorn.
That was the real Kelsey.
It was all but I'm very thankful.
Yeah. Well, the Virgo is really what keeps us with our heads on our shoulder, I feel.
And what validates your meanness. Also, you guys, like, do not be scared of FKA Twink now. Like,
I was a child.
We were children.
Yeah, I'm like a really nice girl now.
And I was also completely delusional. Just like I said earlier, I love a queen that knows what she looks like. I did not know what I looked like. And I'm thankful for someone who let me know what I look like. Because, girl, that's how you're going to grow. No shade.
It's always going to be me. All right, so let's move on to the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul looks absolutely stunning.
Since we did bring up the blondes, did you not think that that look that she was wearing gave very much the
blondes down, but also it gave Versace down.
Yeah, it
Versace,
did.
that collection.
That like chainmail.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. That collection where they had the patent leather tights.
Yeah.
And it was like chainmail. Yeah.
So fab.
I thought that she was wearing Versace, but no, Zaldi made that gown. So sickening. And then our guest judge is Tiana Taylor.
Let's give a moment for Tiana Taylor.
We do not play when it comes to work this pussy.
No, I was literally just about to bring this up. I listened to work. I was like trying to get myself like in the just getting ready for this on my way to like here. And I had Work This Pussy on replay the entire time because
that is the ultimate getting ready song.
And that is also and like a song that came out in the era of us like
figuring ourselves out.
Yeah, like you get me like
honey, that was our shit. Like we did not play about that song.
What other song? I feel like there's another song that we feel that way about.
From back in the many. Oh, do you remember when we watched the "Don't Call Me Angel" music video together with Ariana Grande, Miley, and Lana? And we were all in the room together, and then Lana's part came on, and we were like, "Oh!"
I don't think I remember
there. She was absent that day. Ugh, damn it. What's another song that was like RT? I mean, Eagle Death by FKA Twink, of course. We've had many.
Anything Sophie, I feel like. Take Me to Dubai.
I feel like you had... Take Me to Dubai was definitely your thing by Sophie. But also, I feel like the era when you really got into drag and you like were obsessed with pageantry, you started playing Is It a Crime all the time.
Oh! Bro. With Sade. And you want to know what? Yes. I always wanted to perform that song, but again, just being like over analytical and just a harsh critic on myself. No, I never did it. I never did Is It a Crime? Because no, girl, because I was waiting for, I was like, I'm sure I'm gonna do a pageant at some point, or I'm gonna wear a gown. Like I never thought that I was like good enough to do it yet. And I quit drag and I never got to do it. And Morphine would always tell me, don't do Is It a Crime? Because I would ask her, Morphine's my drag mother, I would ask her.
She was your op that day though.
Because 3 months after I asked her that, after I had quit drag.
She does it.
She went and she did it in my human unit you remember that blonde human unit?
Yes. The one that you got at that one random beauty supply store and like, where was it even? Like in the middle of nowhere.
It was somewhere in Hialeah.
But it was so fierce.
It was so fierce that it was dirt cheap.
It was so good. Do you still have it?
No, I gave it to Morphine.
Oh, girl. I bet I have it. I've gotten a bag of goodies from Morphine. I don't think I have it. She would never give it up.
The truth to you about that unit was that it went to Morphine, I think, for that one time. So did my Cruella, black and white one.
Yes.
That went to Morphine, which she ripped off during her pageant. She won the pageant.
She did, at least.
So, yeah.
She grabbed your wig, she ripped it off, she went...
Destroyed it.
And then stepped all over it. And then never gave it back to you, I'm sure.
I would have wanted it back. It was tore up after that. But it went after Morphine. It went to Juicy. Juicy, I think, did probably 2 shows in it. That wig
with the black and white wig. That wig was fab.
with the 30-inch.
Oh, the blonde. Yeah.
After Morphine, it went to Juicy, and I think it literally only survived 2 of Juicy's numbers because my performance style was very different than Juicy's. So that's why that wig held up the way that it did when it was on me, because I would literally just walk around.
And this is exactly why Juicy wears no wigs.
No shade.
Let's get into these looks.
Right.
Let's start off with Juicy. She looks amazing.
Girl.
I'm sorry. Like, that's how you do best drag. Grand, conceptual, gorgeous face, drag.
Gorgeous
textures, silhouette. You know what my favorite part about drag and about getting in drag is? For me, I love looking, like, if I look at myself and I close my eyes and you were to, like, black me out like a Pokemon silhouette, I would want to look abstract. Like, I wouldn't want to look like a regular person. Like, right now, if you black me out and, like, I look like a sickening Pokemon, baby, in the Pokedex. Right. Like, ready to be unlocked.
You don't want to be, like, pretty girl, like, so on the nose. Like, it has to be a little bit editorial because I think it gives, like, knowledge. Like, it gives, like, you know, you've done your homework and you do not need to be pretty on the nose.
Yeah, and
to get pretty.
Doing drag, I feel like you have the freedom to do whatever you want. So it's like, why be Simple Sally? Like, just it up. Like, do something exciting. And I feel like that's exactly what Juicy did in this runway, paying homage to Morphine.
That's the first thing that I thought about, and I'm surprised that that's not the first thing that she said.
She said
she did. However, that's the first thing that I would have said when I walked out because that's the first thing that I thought about. Also, what I loved about that gown was that, girl, it was so conceptualized because when she hit that pose at the end, she went like this. Like she went like this, but
with
then
the shoulder.
yes, but the gown was sculpted that way. It was sculpted like that. It was a concept. Everything was thought about. I think that it was beautiful. And us being from Miami, we see a Cuban link every time. And mama, that gown was draped in Cuban links.
Absolutely. And for me, what I love the most about that gown, and you can tell, it was heavy.
Heavy boots.
Heavy. And it sounded with every single step.
Oh, it was so good.
When you feel everything just swinging with every step and it's like it's something rich and expensive like that, you know, she felt sickening.
So sickening.
Yeah.
And chains are hard to do. And I think that she executed it beautifully.
And especially color matching all the gold together for it to be like one piece. Like,
do you think that you could pull off that color gold?
I've never done gold. I usually do silver.
So do I.
Yeah,
I agree.
I never really do gold. So, but it looks gorgeous on her.
Gorgeous.
She looked like Love Robots. What is it called? That show on
Death Love Robots.
Love Death Robots.
Oh my God, yes, the one in the lake and she's like spinning around. Girl, gave very that.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is, but I know that was Morphine's OG reference, and the fact that she brought that back from Morphine, and they had this whole moment of like, I'm paying homage to my mother. I thought it was so sweet.
So good. I loved it.
Yeah. And then up next, we have Nene Coco in this custom made by herself outfit that she hand painted, hand encrusted to her body. Is that how you feel?
Hold my hands when I say this.
Are you gagging?
This gown.
Yeah.
Girl, and I knew it as I was watching it. Like, there are certain people that I feel like I relate to style-wise, and you're one of them. Girl, I know that you felt the exact same way when you saw her walk out in this.
I did.
Girl, this gown, and I don't understand. She made that.
She did. She hand painted that, and the fact that it fits her body, like it's spray painted on. I'm sorry. We have to give credit where credit is due. Nene Coco's drag body is fierce.
So fab.
The silhouette, and then on top of that, to add the hair, like I said, Pokemon, unlock Pokemon, or lock
and
Pokemon.
just like you said, teetering the line of editorial. It's not so on the nose, like just like pretty and expected. It was a little bit, it was abstract and it was editorial, but fierce. It was so fab.
I really enjoyed the bustier piece that came out horizontally, like the straight lines. Like that.
I would have never thought of that.
That's fab. And the fact that it was a straight up contrast from the print, but it was still all married together. She's really smart. That's the engineering coming through.
And that's just like creative. Like, how do you think of that? That's such a silhouette that is not seen before.
Yeah.
No one does that. Like, I don't know if maybe it was like inspired by like a fashion house or like some fashion show or some shit, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, me either. That's what I love about her. She keeps me at the edge of my seat. I never know what to expect about her. And that hair, the fact that it was all just one, like, shout out to Nene Coco. You ate that. You ate that, sister. And then we have Miss Darlene Mitchell, who looks gorgeous. How do we feel?
Girl.
Hey.
I hated it. No shit. Again, no shit. Love Darlene. But what was the category for the challenge?
Best like runway, best drag.
Girl, what? No shit. It was hideous. It was I just wouldn't have worn any of it, I don't think. Like, it just didn't look like stylish. But again, Darlene is not known to be like a looks queen or anything like that. However, I don't think that you have to be to know how to put on something like fab, especially for best drag. I think that I've seen her wear more flattering things in other challenges than this. Girl, it was, I hated it.
Yeah, I wasn't really living for it. I think she's worn really cool runways. She has, to me, the most unique runway package because it's her own world. I loved her beige. Her beige was fabulous. And other looks, like, she's fierce.
But they were fab. They were, like, delivered
This one just wasn't really up to par, in my opinion. But it is what it is. She's still sickening. And I still live for her.
And I agree. I very much still do live for her as well. However, I think it even also would have rubbed me a better way if she wouldn't have gotten to the end of the runway and flashed that shoe at Michelle. Like, you get me? Like, I understand that it's a key and that Michelle like pointed it out to you and stuff or whatever. But like the gown went, I will give her this. The gown went to the floor.
Exactly.
So the measurements were fab.
Yeah.
It was custom.
Maybe that's why she wore the shoe. It's the height.
But girl, put on another shoe. Like,
Or just don't show it. I don't
yeah,
know.
there are prettier platforms than those.
Yes. And last but not least, we have Mikey Meeks. She looks gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I wasn't really a fan of the like thin little wire going around. I think that it should have been bigger. I don't know.
Sometimes I think that less is more when you're coming at it from an approach that is not like, this is crazy for me to say, but like not so draggy. Like
She is really fish. She comes from like
the like pretty girl, like
Yeah,
you get me, and I feel like it would have given less costumey and like just like cut and like just gorgeous gowns and runway.
If she would have gotten rid of the wire.
And she would have gotten rid of the wire because I frankly don't think that she needed it. The shape was
too much.
The shape was beautiful. The fabric was gorgeous, and I know that cost her at least $2,500.
Yeah, for me, it's like the wire was just like so thin. I wish it would have been thicker. I wish there was more to it. I wish there was more glitz. Like if there was like, you know, like some kind of bead like going out and like it's like shining. Like
it didn't make sense.
Like,
also, she had like this light detail throughout like the gown that went up into the skirt, and then it met the same, because I don't know if you clocked this, it wasn't a gown, it was like a two-piece. And then she had the corset top, but then the light part went onto the boning of the corset and then ended, but then the top of the wire didn't even meet up where that light boning was. Like, you understand what I mean?
little
like,
details.
It's like, girl, like at least that. Like, give it so that it looks like it's like one piece and it's coming out of the boning that you made such an effort to.
She could have made it a little bit sturdier by adding like whatever it was on the boning onto the wire, and then just like even encrusting that.
How do you think that she packed that?
I don't know, because that's the thing for me. Like wire is really hard to pack. I'm sure that she had to reshape it when she put it on.
But I feel like that's a little bit difficult. If you bend up a wire like that, I feel like it wouldn't, because it did not look like it was like bent up before.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll give her that. The wire looked smooth, but sister.
She looked gorgeous at the end of the day. She looked stunning. The judges deliberate, they read the girls, and then we find out that Mikey Meeks and Darlene Mitchells are the winners of this week's challenge. Do you agree?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
a given.
As much as we might have like a little bit of bias, we obviously like are gonna speak honestly and like give the flowers where they're due, and they definitely deserved it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they were the best pair, unfortunately.
100%.
But that leaves Juicy and Nene in the bottom two this week. And listen, I was very excited for a sickening lip sync. I know Nene and Juicy were in gowns. The song is Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl by Chaperone. I was really happy to see Juicy come out of that dress and have a two-piece reveal underneath.
Girl, and Juicy's costume. Well, so yeah, number one, that gagged me.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
Me either. But also, Juicy's gotten into like this new silhouette and like this like panty into the corset. Girl, it's so good.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Like her eye and her taste has leveled up so much. And I think that it was a good call to have something underneath that dress because,
100%.
you know, you never know. You
100%.
really never know. And I think she did a really good job in the lip sync alongside with Nene.
I think they both did. I think they both channeled what they know that they are stardom and like star quality is in.
Mm-hmm. I definitely do think that Juicy started out a little hot. You know, for me, like, okay, she's gonna hate me, but I think for me, what I think she should have done is,
girl, we're gonna get bear maced.
I know she's gonna kill us. But I think what she should have done, she should have kept the entire gown on until like the spoken part is done, the spoken word part. Do you know what they say?
Because there was like a 16 bar that it was just like a build up.
Yeah, it's like it's Chaperone talking. So talk in the gown, give in the gown, and then during the she should have taken it off.
Yeah, I could see that.
Honestly, that's my one no, I guess.
I didn't hate her taking it off that soon because it was still like a gag. Because I didn't expect it. However, this was not her fault, and she could not have avoided this in any way. But it getting caught on the back of her corset. I know.
Did you notice this? I didn't even notice
this. Girl,
this.
Because I am an insane person, and I just like
sick.
look at these things. Like the same thing about Mikey. Like, girl, like it is not that serious.
But
like,
I love that about you.
And like it like getting caught on her, as she played it off very well because she still had the skirt on, so she like ripped it all at once. Again, though, it was not her fault. She couldn't have avoided it. But that was maybe the one thing that I would have said about Juicy's performance. Both of them, I think that they both ate.
They both did a really good job, and it sucks that they're picking a top 3 at this point of the game, and you know somebody has to go home, and unfortunately, our sister Juicy Love has left the building.
Yeah. Did it hurt you as much as it hurt me to see Nene like break this center like chest piece that she had on her gown during the lip sync?
Yeah, because she encrusted the whole thing. Like, imagine how much time you spent on that,
girl.
And like for it to be like, you know, the last lip sync of the season, who makes it into the top 3, and then you break your outfit. That's kind of like, I would be in my head about it. I would have been like, oh, I'm going home, up until RuPaul saved me, if I was her. Right. Because you don't want to break anything. You want to be clean.
And mama, on a gown like that, babe, like no shade, but it was so beyond gorgeous. I would have been up there like this. I was just taking it off. I would have taken that piece off. Mama, she snapped it. It was so crazy, and I was like, girl. But,
I know that hurt her for sure.
But babe, I also would have taken it. I would have snapped it in half too. She had to do what she had to do.
Yeah. But unfortunately, our sister Juicy Love has left the competition. Oh. She made it to the top 4. She made us really, really proud. I think she made us proud more than anything. So her family. Proud. We know her better than anybody. And the fact that she was able to push herself so much to excel to the point where she's excelled at, like, Juicy, for real, like, from the bottom of my heart, I am so, so, so proud of you, and proud to call you a friend, and proud to call you part of my family. And I think you feel the same way. I can speak for you as well.
100%. Like, when after she wrote the message in the mirror, she was like, I hope that I made Miami proud and stuff. I was like, girl.
She did.
I knew that she was going to make it far in the competition because she's her. Well-rounded, like a really good queen. And I knew that when she was prepping a package, I was like, girl, there's no way that this bitch is going to prep a package that is not anything but severe.
Right.
But seeing her, like, she was just so good. Like,
every runway, every week.
And just her as a person and the challenges and, like, the things that I would have... Even she said it. She was like, could we not have danced? Like, no, girl, honestly, now at this point, I'm kind of hoping that you would act because she's fab. Like,
and she's surprising you. You know she knows how to dance, but, like, now if you put her on an acting challenge, you're like, I'm excited to see what she's going to do because you know she's going to do well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She's already done acting, so she knows what to do from that one experience that she hit her face if she didn't, you know. She knows, she learns quickly. She's a quick learner.
100%.
So I'm just extremely proud of you, Juicy, for real. Like, thank you for making us here in Miami and your entire family proud. You absolutely excelled everyone's expectations. You showed everybody that you are an amazing dancer, an amazing lip syncer, that you are a very quick learner, and that you are an extremely hardworking person. But most importantly, what drives you to be the best of the best is that you have an amazing attitude with every single challenge that comes your way. And I'm so proud. Like, I really am. Like,
it's like, girl, Juicy's an angel. Like,
she's an angel. Like,
and you could
she's so inspiring.
And you could very much see it, like, on TV. Is that, like, girl, like, she was just so, like, at times, like, vulnerable and, like, not, like, even when they were getting ready in the workroom and Darlene was like, I was nervous to talk to you because because she has been a diva on social media. So I can imagine, like, what that looks like. And also being, like, part of the House of Dion or whatever. Like, people might have, like, this certain, like, misconception. I'm not saying that they do, but I can see how that might be a thing. But girl, Juicy is genuinely, like, she's, like, not fake or, like, facey in any way. And she very much showed that.
She has the best heart that I know, in my opinion. She's the kindest soul. It's episode 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race. We have a top 3, Mikey Meeks, Darlene Mitchell, and Nene Coco. Who's going to take the crown? Who do you think is going to win?
Who do you think that I think is going to win?
I don't know. I mean, you're gagging over Nene.
I think that it's going to be Nene.
It could be anyone's game at this point, honestly. Are you going to come to the finale and watch it with us, with me and Patton? You better bring your mom.
And with both of our moms.
We'll make the reservation. Please make sure you guys come and watch the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18 finale on April 17th here at our house. Hosted by me and Patton Pending alongside RuPaul's Drag Race stars Mia Star, Maya Iman the Page, and our doll, Cat Wilderness. I hope to see you there. We're going to be all over Miami Beach Gay Pride on April 12th. Catch us on the main stage, me and alongside other R House cast members. And our mother, Athena Dion, is back and she is hosting. Baby, it's another family affair. You do not want to miss out, and I really hope to see you there. Robyn, thank you so much for being my guest on episode 14. Thank you for
so
coming
much
on the pod. Cheers.
Cheers.
delicious.
And come make your reservations so that then you could watch our moms react to the finale.
Yes,
of the
absolutely.
Drag Race season.
Absolutely. And also, oh my God, before the finale, we're going to be having the Lollapalooza on this Friday, April 10th, hosted by Tilo Ivy alongside the R House cast. And they're going to be battling it out too. Baby, we have so much going on. You don't want to miss
Girl,
out.
just come.
Girl, get in your Zoom, book a reservation, rhousewynwood.com, and I better see you here. I love you so much. Thank you for coming on.
I love you so much.
Yes. Thank you for watching another episode of R Kiki, your favorite RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18 recap, brought to you by R House Wynwood. My name is FKA Twink, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Thank ya.